'Twas the night before a job interview, and all through the house every creature was stirring, even that damn mouse. Our hero was ready, looking every bit the scholar. You'll find his shirt has no ring around the collar. Resumes printed, research done. Ready for common questions, this might just be fun. But as the interview started, our hero suffered a fright. The interviewer asked, "Did you catch the game last night?" No answer came to our hero, the interviewer, not amused, said this candidate has no personality and a short fuse. No offer extended, such bad luck. All because our hero could make no small talk. I may have taken a little bit of poetic license with that last rhyme, but don't expect to get any such leeway on a job interview. Look, small talk is a normal part of everyday life, and as painful as it may be for some people, it's totally unavoidable. Job interviews are no exception. Darren D here, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Ramblin' Recruiter. Hey, in 20 years of life as a recruiter, I've learned a thing or two about hiring and getting hired. I'm here to share what I know with you, so if that sounds good, consider subscribing and ringing that notification bell. As painful as it can be for some people, small talk is an inevitable part of the job interviewing process, be that in person, on the phone, or over a live video conference. That might be the only advantage of pre-recorded video interviews like HireVue or SparkHire, is that there's no need to make any small talk. If you're interacting live with another human being, expect that you're going to have to make some sort of conversation that's not specifically a question or an answer. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Small talk is necessary. It helps lighten the mood, it helps build rapport. When it comes to interviewing, the bottom line is people want to work with people they like, people they could see themselves spending time outside of work with. And as such, small talk is a great way to build those bonds. Finding common ground with somebody that you can talk about is usually the best way to get them to like you. You will be more memorable to an interviewer after the interview takes place based on the small talk and conversation that you had than on the specific answers you gave to their questions. A week later, when they're debriefing, the hiring managers aren't going to necessarily remember everything that you said. They will, however, remember how you made them feel. So while I can't promise to make you an expert conversationalist, I can give you 7 tips to help you make better, more impressive small talk that will be much more memorable to the hiring managers after the interview. Number 1, nobody wants to talk about the weather or the traffic. Sorry folks, you're just gonna have to do a little better than that. Number 2, find common interest. When we started this video, I kind of took it as a given that you've done your research on this company. So what did you discover during that research? What corporate social responsibility projects are they working on? What are their philanthropic initiatives? What awards have they won? Are they a best place for working mothers? Are they a top 100 employer? These are all feet in the door to great conversation. Number 3, mention something related to the business. Hey, remember, job interviews are about showing the interviewer that you're the best person for the job. So again, what did you find in your research? Do they allow pets in the office? Are they working on the next big technological breakthrough? Is it a life sciences company who's this close to curing cancer? Whatever about this company inspires you and will encourage you to bring your best self to work are the things you want to be focusing your conversation on. Number 4, when your mind goes blank, ask your interviewer questions. It's normal during an interview for nerves to affect your ability to think on your feet and maybe even affect your social skills a little bit. That's okay. If you draw a complete blank and you've got absolutely nothing to say, ask your interviewer some questions. Some of the things you can ask are, hey, what cool projects are you working on at the moment? How's working remotely been going for you? What time does the company gym open? Anything along those lines can help you be more memorable. Remember, the interviewer is much more likely to remember the conversation you two had than the specific answers you gave to the questions. Hitting chords on small talk can be the difference between you getting to the next round of interviews or that being your last visit. Number 5, use small talk as an opportunity to convey your interest in this company and in this particular job. Conveying interest is all about engagement and enthusiasm. You want to show both. Convey your enthusiasm by talking about how the things that they're working on and the things that are important to them are the things that are important to you and things that you've worked on in the past. This can be done with something as simple as a head nod, or it can be more complex. Number 6, avoid controversial topics. In this day and age, with things as divisive as they are, You are well advised to steer clear of any controversial conversation topic. You just never know who you're dealing with. You could say something that you think is completely harmless, and the next thing you know, you're being shown the door because the interviewer happens to be on the exact opposite side of the spectrum on that particular issue. The media and our politicians have driven a wedge down the middle of our country. We've got this us versus them mentality. Doesn't matter which side you're on, you see it that way. And it's really controversial now to bring up certain topics, even ones that maybe just a few years ago would have been completely harmless. Steer clear of controversy. You'll thank me later. Number 7, make sure the conversation actually makes you look good. Remember, while you're interviewing, even small talk and just conversational back and forth between you and the interviewer should have a little undertone of you selling yourself and you conveying your interest and your skills that are all relevant for this position. Avoid conversation that makes you sound stupid, airheaded, grumpy, lazy, crazy, and I hate to say it, but yes, old. Yes, there are things that people say that make them sound old, and I hate to say it, age discrimination is alive and well in the workplace. Be careful of that one. Here's a bonus tip for you. People naturally feel happier when they're engaged and in rapport with visibly happy people. This is important when you remember that the interviewer is much more likely to remember the conversation you had and the way that you made them feel than they are your specific answers to the questions they ask. You want to come across as visibly happy. It's infectious. When you're visibly happy and you're in rapport with the person you're talking to, they're going to mirror that. They're going to give that right back to you. Over the years, I've done thousands of interviews, and I can tell you there's a lot of truth to this. It is much easier to recall how a candidate made you feel than how they answered a specific question. If your interviewer leaves the interview with you feeling happy, that is going to have a profound impact on your chances of advancing forward in that process. Now, do me a favor. The video over here is going to explain these concepts in much further detail. Make sure you check that one out. The video over here is the one that YouTube thinks you're going to like the best, and they're pretty much always right about that, so make sure you check that one out. Enjoy the rest of your job-seeking day. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Peace!